Good morning, fellow travelers of Spaceship Earth. It is I, and I am Guy, coming to you live from Applewood Station in Denver, Colorado, where it is minus 4 degrees outside, but sunny. So, there's that. Unlike yesterday, where we had a sudden snowstorm out of nowhere, just suddenly was snowing. Now it's snowing. Snow. Here it is. Snow. So I am working on a continuation of what we were doing yesterday, which is trying to cut up my little animations so that they are usable. However, I have, for some reason, closed the window that I need for that. There. There we go. Premiere is not notorious for being a very usable program. So there's that. All right. I think this is just question one, or question two, which is who goes first in this situation. All three cars reach this at the same time. We can talk about it, and then it will loop. It's never more than about 15 or so seconds. That's not bad. And we'll export it. I have to remember what the wording is on these. There we go. Make it into animated GIF. Right. Trying to figure out which one goes first here. Shrug. Guess it's okay. We'll let it go as it stands. 10 seconds remaining. I've set all the settings really high, and it says, warning, you've set all the settings really high. This could take forever to render. And it goes from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. I guess if you're Tron, that's an endless time. And we'll check it. Yeah, it looks solid to me. Good morning, Brent. And it loops just fine. And B sits there and rocks back and forth like he's supposed to because he's a goofball. But everybody is doing the right job, so I just keep looping. So one of the things that we discovered was when we ran these, we'd talk about who goes first. We'd sit there and say, okay, let's look at the video. Let's look at this scene. Who goes first? And you have to have the kids decide that. And so the problem was the video was running way too slow. Like I'd go, who goes first? Then we'd have to wait. And so it took a lot too long. So I said I'm going to have to go back and re-edit these videos a little bit, because even this feels like it's taking a little too long. Right? That's better. So I'm going to give a little bit of gap there. Maybe I'll put the gap. Let's put the gap there. And I'll pull it back. And I'll go ahead and export it one more time. All right, producing that GIF. Double checking it. It's got to finish sorting the thing out. Now look. Much better. Yeah, it's only 10 seconds, and that's good. So now we'll give the answer. The answer is this car. The answer is this car, and it fades out before it's ready to go. There we go. Now I have video which goes, this is that section of the video right here where it looks to the right to indicate that it is the car on the right that goes first. And I wonder if I should add that. How you doing this morning, Brent, by the way? You hanging in there? Oh, that's not good. All right. All right, all right, all right. The only problem is, did I do, maybe. I feel like I should continue the lesson should continue with like seeing B go first. Hey Bames, how you doing, man? I feel like that should be the thing. Like you should see that car move. Like that. That looks a little bit better there. That's what I feel like. Keep clicking the wrong button. What could possibly go wrong? No possible way you could destroy it. So I'm trying to make this, I don't necessarily mean foolproof, but I do want to make it so that it's super clear, right? Because this is one of the hard ones that I have explaining to my kids, right? You have three vehicles approaching. It's going to be C. Now, I didn't make an animation from the inside about C because this is the hardest one about that. I feel like maybe these are backwards. Maybe it'd be easier to explain if we did this one first and this one second. So you've got kind of the solution is when two vehicles come up to it should be the car to the right that goes first. right? They're showing that. So in the situation we have here, and then I can I know what I can do. I can take this arrow and I can double the arrow over in duty. Make it do double duty. Like that. Because this is the hardest one. Like, it's the car to the right. But since C is also here, it's going to be the car to the right, and then the car to B's right, which really should probably be more like this. I wonder if I can get it to, there we go, more like that. There we go. There, that's what I'm looking for. More like that. But it doesn't need to hold that long. There. That's the solution. And that works. So let's look at it again. When two cars reach the intersection at the same time, it's going to be the car to the right that goes first. Let's look at it from the scenario. All three cars then reach. Then it's the car to the right of blue, which is that, and the car to the right of green, which is C. There, I can say it all in the same sentence and it all works. Because that's the one that they're always having such a difficulty with, right? They'll get that this car to the right needs to go first, but when you get three cars to the intersection, they say this guy to the right needs to go first. And I'm like, it's not all about you. The world does not revolve around you. We base all of our things around Bob. So whenever Bob gets to an intersection, we just make sure that Bob, it's the guy to the right of Bob, goes first. Doesn't matter who else is there, as long as Bob goes first. I like that a lot better. Export media. Okay, so this is 002. Rule 2. -2 answer. That's what it needs to be. All right. It exported it. Now let's see if it runs properly. Let's see if it runs improperly. We'll know. Okay, when they both run here, you run to the right. When you have three cars at the intersection, it's the right to A and the right to B, which is C. There you go. That looks like that runs. It's quick enough that I can get the information to the kids. And it loops just fine. All right. all is good. All right. Getting back in here. The next rule doesn't wait, which, as wonderful as that sounds, just makes the kids giggle. So we're going to have to come up with a different plan on that one, but that's okay. Oh, that was nice of me. Gave it 0 time on the slate. That's silly. Why would I do that to myself? All right. So this one's going to require arrows. And probably a different arrow. You know, a lot of messages. A lot of. I need to do a quick check. My calendar. No, today's bad. There we go. All right. We're going to have to make a specialized arrow for this. And the specialized arrow really is going to have to fit this scene, which means that open. Let's get this arrow. Am I going to regret my life choices if I do this? Probably. Let's see here. And cars and stuff. Hey, there's just a bunch of cars in here. That's very useful. But none of this is helping me any. None of this is helping me any. I'm putting it up on the screen so I can find it easier. I think really what we're going to have to do is take a screenshot, which I don't want to do just because. But if we take a screenshot, will at least have the intersection, right? So if I say File, New, open this, and just paste this in, we can make it as big as this, because we're going to need turning arrows. So we're going to need to do this either way. So we will change canvas size. All right. Here's our canvas size for it. And now we can go here, put that there, go onto this layer, and we'll just make some arrows. Arrowed. The first arrow, clearly we're going to need to do, is this one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you just freeze up on me? What'd you do? Why would you do that? Oh, we're the wrong color too. Let's make it all black. And since we're doing this, and it's going to be difficult to see it, why don't we do this? Bork, bork. There we go. So this is what I do with, this is a technique that I pulled from animation. This is called onion skinning. Onion skinning is when you put two pieces of what they, onion skin thin vellum. And for animation back in the old days, you would draw your animation with that, with a light table. So you'd put the onion skin down with your first picture or first frame of the animation. Then you'd lay another page of onion skin down, and you'd flip between the two to draw the next frame, so that way they are smooth, because then at some point you end up with a piece of paper in each finger, and you're just rolling back and forth like this, and you're actually able to see 5 frames of movement to see if those 5 frames are solid and good and they work. Now that I use this, what I'm essentially doing is putting a piece of vellum over it in a way, or a piece of onion skin. So that's effectively what we're doing here. I'm going to make this bigger though. I want to make this like 10. So I'm going to start here because you should be at the crosswalk and go to here, right? He wants to go this way. And we will make that same thing here, just to show that he really wants to go this way. And we'll close this off back here. And then we'll make this arrow like so, and then like so, and then like so, and then like so. Then once we've done this, we'll duplicate it and raise the duplicate up just a hair like this, and that'll at least make it look 3D-ish, right? He wants to go, so we'll make it a green arrow. Work like so. And we'll make the shadow sort of a darker green, like so. And we'll put this layer. Then we'll go bork like that. And then we can take this and do that. And then do this. And then do this. Nope. Do this. And just to make sure that all is connected, because you never know, right? And then we'll take this guy and merge him down. And then all we need to do is just go in here with the fill tool and bork like that, and bork. And there's just a tiny bork there. And then we'll go in with the brush real quick and just clean it up. We don't need much, just the felt tip pen. Just go in here and go like that, and go like so. right? Just making sure that all of the little lines are cleaned up, and then it looks like it's a 3D arrow, and we don't have to worry about it. Right? He wants to go this way. Cool. No problem. So that's one arrow. Relatively easy to do. And we'll do the same thing, except with another arrow going straight, because C wants to go straight. That's no problem at all. Oh, we probably should bring in, though. Well, you know what? We'll do the colors of this later. So I'll bring that in later. Right now, what we need to do is establish that this guy, oh, that's wrong. This guy wants to go this way. Hey, don't do that. Right, he wants to go. He needs to be in the middle of that crosswalk, though. Because I need to go all the way over here, like so. There. So now we're going to have this guy. We're going to duplicate that layer and do the same thing we just did. Raise it up just a smidge like so. And then we'll bring back this guy just long enough to get his color, because we'll need that color. And on this top layer, we make it green. And then we bring back this arrow so we can tap this bottom color. And on the bottom color, we make that dark green. And then we merge the two together, work like so. This becomes a little bit harder because there's a lot of black lines that'll be on this one, but that's okay. And so we'll go up like so, up like so, at every corner of the arrow. Up like so, up like so. And we'll do that and go here and here and here. And we'll just grab this real quick and just go in here and just cover this in right here. And then this. I don't think I ever do anything except through this intersection. So although I should at some point in time do other zones, but at least with this one, we can say this guy wants to turn this way. This guy wants to go straight. Who has the right of way? You know, it's pretty straightforward there. Because the rule three is straight doesn't wait. So now what we do is save it. First this. And save as videos and resources. That works. We'll save it as a PNG. And we'll say west, left, turn, arrow. Arrow, arrow, arrow. Just one arrow. Save. And then we will save this one as east straight arrow. right? So this is that, and that makes this pretty easy. We just go back here real quick, and we check in here, and we take these two, and we load them into the doodly wop here, right? And see, there's lots of people texting me this morning. I don't know what's the story. I'm very popular all of a sudden. All right. We've put in these two arrows. So now what we're going to do is this. The situation comes up, right? Dude one wants to go straight. Makes sense. So we will take this and make sure it's the right size, because it isn't right now. Not a problem. So we should probably put the other arrow in too while we're at it, so we can make sure it's sized correctly. Fully operational, sized correctly thing. There you go. So we got straight, and we've got wants to turn. And then the solution is here, so we'll cut before the solution. We don't need that solution, so we'll come back a little later for that solution. But for right now, that's what we're looking for. So we'll go here. We'll go here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this. And you're going to be, why? Because it looks like the turn signal stops blinking for some reason. Blink, 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 and then just stops right there. So I'm like, well, okay, but I want the turn signal to continue blinking. Blink, blink, blink. Needs to be one frame less. Work. And now I'm just going to copy and paste this guy. And that way it will keep blinking long enough for rule 3 to be a thing you see. We get him blink, 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 blink. He wants to go straight, but of course he wants to turn left. So who gets the... Oh, I see the C is moving around. Well, that's a thing. It'll just make for an interesting thing that'll bother me over the years that I use this video. I'll just be bothered by it a lot, but I'll get over it in time. That way it'll just keep blinking. Bark, bark. Okay, let's make sure it runs fast enough that it's okay. We've got turning his turn signal on. This guy wants to go straight. This guy wants to turn. Who goes first? In this instance. So I'm giving it long enough that the instructor has time to talk about it and discuss why. But I want them in separate animations because that way the instructor may only say who goes first, and the kids go, "The guy going straight." And he goes, "Yep." Clicks to the next animation, which is really what I'm after here. You want that, so that if you've got the kids who are like, then you have to explain all of it. And with me, I don't follow this. I only have 3 rules when it comes to coming up to a 4-way. The school is kind of doing 4 rules, but I really find 3 and 4 to be the same, which is rule 1 is whoever gets there first goes through the intersection first. Rule 2, if 2 cars get there at the same time, the one to the right always has right of way. And then rule 3 is whoever is making the more dangerous maneuver must yield. So in this case, the way I explain it typically is if you look at this, car A is making a more dangerous maneuver because he's crossing a lane of traffic. That's a more dangerous maneuver than car C, which is going straight. That's not a dangerous maneuver. That's a dangerous maneuver. So the answer is between this two that you always yield if you're making the more dangerous maneuver. That's how I explain it to my kids. So in this instance, it makes total sense. But then the 4th rule is right goes before left. And that still fits, right? Because like rule 3 and rule 4 are the same as far as that goes. Because if you're making a right turn, if C is making a right turn, which will be the next one, if C is making a right turn, you still have to yield. Or A still has to yield, right? Because A is still doing a more dangerous maneuver. It's that straightforward. So I sort of have this like, well, okay, but moment here. So that's the way I've been kind of doing this when I teach it. So having this spin through a couple of times is not going to hurt me any because this is the first time I introduce that 3rd rule. The 3rd rule is based off of the basic traffic code that was put together in 1937, and that was put together in Geneva, which is one of the reasons why a red light means stop in America, and it also means stop in Russia, and it means stop in Australia, and it means stop in Japan. Because we all got together in 1937, and though we could not agree on anything else, and we certainly could not agree to not get into a war with one another, we did agree on this. There's that. So, just saying. It's because the way we look at history, we sort of view history that everybody was like freaking out for months and years before a war and they were just preoccupied with war. And in reality, the war was going on and drumming up, but the majority of the people in the world were doing their own things. They were doing their daily lives. And all these people are trying to come up with a uniform code for cars so that cars wouldn't crash into each other. And they were still proceeding on with that thing, even though we had a depression going on in America and a war brewing in Europe. The representatives from all of the European countries that were warring together still got together in Geneva and all sat there and talked about whether a red light should be a stoplight and whether a green light should be a go light. And that was all agreed on, which to me is an interesting and fascinating view on things and somewhat disconcerting because we could be on the verge of a war right now, but I'm going to keep making my little animations because I have a job to do. I'm going to keep teaching kids how to drive because I've got a job to do, you know? And it's like, and war may be a thing. Maybe it won't. Who knows? But I'm not involved in it, so it doesn't affect me. I just find that somewhat intriguing, maybe slightly disconcerting. Not 100% sure. Anyway, the original 1937 rules said that the more complicated your maneuver, the more you have to yield to everybody else. You have to wait until everybody's away for you to do the more complicated maneuver. So if you're doing a complicated maneuver, e.g., turning around, U-turns, making a left turn across traffic, making a right turn on a red light, things like that, you must yield to everybody else. You have to wait until everybody's clear to do your more complicated maneuver. The more dangerous the maneuver, the more that's true. And so that's the rule, and I tend to tell them this all the time because it's a little bit complicated. I mean, it is kind of a thing, you know. 4-way stop. Rule. Nope, there's no dash there. Rule 3. 1Q. Oh, you're just going to make this, you're going to be a jerk about this, aren't you? What am I doing wrong? Oh, I put DC002. That's why. I'm like, what? What's going on? How could it do this? How could it do this to me? Why is it doing that? Export. And my kids understand this far better. There is a bird. What are you, a pigeon? There's a pigeon in my backyard. Why is there a pigeon in my backyard? That's a remarkably weird thing to see in my backyard. Just saying. All right. Check this one and see whether it works. 2 vehicles come up to the intersection at the same time. One wants to go straight. The other one wants to turn. Who goes first? Right? Now I can explain it. I can make it work as a lesson point. And if I need to have it come in again and say, hey, watch this one more time. One's going straight. One wants to turn. Who goes first? And this allows me to explain, in detail if I need to. Well, now remember, if you're making the more complicated maneuver, A is making the more complicated maneuver than C, right? Because A is going across C's driving path. And you can see that that's a dangerous maneuver. So, blah, 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 blah. I get to explain the whole thing, and it rotates, and that's good. All right. I like that. That works. Now, first, you need to be an S, not a C. And sort by name. There you go. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. You still did the right thing, but there. I mean, that's correct, but all right. Now we'll give them the solution, right? And this time I don't need these guys because it's okay if the turn signal doesn't work. So now here's the solution, right? So I'll trim here, pull this back. Not wanting to induce anxiety in me or my kids, I'm going to. There is an animation that we routinely have. All right. We'll export you, media, and we'll export you to DS002 four-way stop rule 3 dash 2A. All right. So have faith, but don't have faith in photo and Premiere to do it right. There we go. And it loops just fine, and all is good. Wow. Lots of messages still coming in. Alrighty. While we're waiting for this, I'm going to put in what we just agreed to. And it should give me enough time to take a nap if I need to, because tomorrow is going to be ugly. I can already tell. Ugh. I already have two things going for this one, which I don't necessarily need, but set this one up for that. I'm not going to make it to drawing group. I can already tell. But I get paid, so that's a plus. On the flip side, I don't work that day, which is not so good either. Oh, well, that's all right. Okay, back to animations. So this works. We have the next one, the last one of this set, which is number 4. I'm going to take these arrows and just move them out of the way. That way I can keep them if I need to, because then they're already set up, right? And this is rule 4, left turns yield to right turns, which is still complicated. And I can usually just skip this one because mine makes more sense. Boom. right? I did it to myself again. There we go. So in this instance, we need to have another arrow for this. Because in this instance, we only need this arrow for this guy. So let's go ahead and do the onion skin because we need one more arrow. And that is going to be from this side. So, work. We'll go in here. We'll turn this black. Go here to here. And we'll put it right through the center of the intersection. Line it up with the crosswalk because that's what we need, right? And here to here. Same thing. Line it up with a crosswalk, right? Then we'll connect all of these pieces. U to U. U to here. And then out to between these two is going to be the middle line of that, right? And then that's a crooked arrow. Let's talk about this. Boots. It's got to be in line with the crosswalk. So here, and we only went over a little over one stripe this direction, so in line with the crosswalks there. Then here's the center line between those two. You can see this line right through the center kind of goes that way. All right, that's how you make that work. Then you duplicate the layer. We go up one, like so. And we bring up the older arrows, tap that one. And we go here and go bork. And then we tap that one. And we go here and go bork. And we don't need this guy anymore. We just need this guy. E. Control E then affixes the arrows so that they're locked down. And then I'll just connect all my points here. Make sure I grab my fill tool. And just fill that in. And I'll grab my pen tool and just come back through here and do this. Get rid of these guys because we don't need them. And there we go. We save as, and this is the east turn arrow. East right turn. And this is because I have no earthly idea whether I'll ever use these for anything else, which I probably will because I kind of like this four-way stop thing happening. So we'll then import the east four-way arrow, or east turn arrow, into here. And we're going to have to zoom back out again because, of course, he's going to be massive, as they all are. Wait, whoa. Why did it give me a whole bunch of options of insert before things? I don't need that. Nope. I don't know what you were doing, but don't do that. I see what we're doing now. We're doing the thing where you're being cute about this stuff. This is a new problem. Why is it that every time I end up with this new problem? There, how about that? It's always something with Premiere, isn't it? All right. Well, as before, I don't need to worry about what's after here because we're going to be asking the kids. Okay, this to this. Right? Two cars come up to the intersection at the same time. This one wants to turn that way. This one wants to turn that way. And that works. And then just like before, we'll fade this one out. That way, it'll just loop. Now play it. No, that's totally reasonable, man. You do you. Doesn't bother me. I'm going to have to get work done either way. You might as well clean the house. All right. I'm going to export the media. And again, this is going to be the same thing. So DS002. Oh, I've switched folders over here. Now I got to come back over here. DS002. 4-way stop. Rule 3. Because it's rule 3. I don't need that. Dash there. Rule 3 dash 1Q. Nope. This is rule 4. That's why. There we go. That means I've at least got the pattern right. Export. All right. And now we'll run the solution. And the solution needs you not have the make it fade out yet. Dang it. And then I can run this here and move that there. And even move this a little back here, like that. And poof. And then poof, we've got the middle of these guys. Want to go like that. We can make this a little shorter. We can make this a little shorter. Like so. There we go. Double check it to make sure it's running. And there we go. And we will say, we will export media. And we'll get to type all of this again. DS002-4-way-stop space rule 4 dash 2A. Why did you make it? It always gets me when you see programming errors like this. It added an _1 to the answer or to the question because it collided once. So it was, I had accidentally put in a 3 instead of a 4. So it said, oh no, they're of the same name. What do you want to do? And I said, cancel. And then saved it again. This time wrote the whole damn thing out and then wrote 4 instead of 3. And so it went, okay, and saved it as 4_1 because it thought that there was a collision between those two names. And I'm like, really? You really? Like, that's stupid. We'll check it. All right, this looks fine. They both want to go this way. He goes around the corner. He goes around the corner, and all is good. All right. So that's the end of that one. I will move all of these guys out here, though, because just in case, you never know when you might need those things again. So we'll do that. The next animation is Gaps in traffic. Let's take a look at this. One 150. Even at that, it's taking a long time. All right. One of the problems is it spends a lot of time here. So we'll cut and bring this back just enough there. Right? We see him look left, then right. The car is going straight. We want to have about a block or so on either side. There we go. That's much better. Of course, I could do an arrow here too, which could help a lot. Arrowed. Indicating that he wants to go straight across the intersection. Right? I think this is a point where I might want to stop for just a second before we raise the bars, because we want to show that we are stopping for one frame here. I'm going to add a frame hold, which puts this here long enough for us to make that commentary about going straight. Because we want to show the kids that we're going straight across. And then talk a little bit about this. Maybe we do want these sort of separated these out. And these are just longer, no matter which way you put it. It's going to be difficult to make these any shorter. But here, I think I want to do one more thing. I'm going to Control Shift S. And we're going to do this. And go back over here and paste it in. Right? Because then this way, I can go like so. And then we don't have to worry about an arrow, but we can now put this guy here, turn on the onion skin just like we did before. We'll say red. And what I'll do is this, and say this to about here. Wait, Z. We need the other one. We need the curve. This to here, make this a curve, and then this to here, make that a curve. So, straight line going that way. We'll do the same thing here. This to there, make that a curve. And this to here, and make that a curve. And we'll make this one go up like so. And back. All right. And then we'll say, we don't need to be an airborne though. We don't need to be an airborne. Oh, wait. All right. All right. Hey, we're above freezing outside. Look at us. Look at us warming up. And we'll make this bigger, bigger. All the way to here. We'll put it right about here. Right there. Do that. Make it. There we go. At least 3/4 of a block in both directions. And then at least 3/4 of a block. And then what we'll do is we'll rasterize it. That'll help us a lot because then we can go through here and magic wand it like so. Control-Shift-I. We can add a black thing around the outside of it. Outline selection. But you do need to change your colors. There we go. Outline selection. Draw outside. Work. Right? It gives us, that's quite dramatic. Let's not do that because that looks more dramatic than it needs to be. Outline selection. Make it only like 5 pixels. There we go. Then this and this become one thing. And we save that. We save as at least 3/4 of a block. I sneeze. I sneezed. All right, we'll switch over to here. We have this guy. We'll bring him in. We'll bring him and do here. He's too big, naturally. Why wouldn't he be? 50. Come on. All right, well, whatever. There we go. Shrug, I don't know. But let's see, he wants to go straight. At least 3/4 of a block. Can be to here. That's good enough. There. Much better. It's a longer animation, but it works. Let's see. In. Look. The car's going straight. We want to go across. Right? So at least 3/4 of a block. This is lasting longer than I want it to be. So, okay. Those are much longer than they need to be. Because that'll be irritating as all get out whenever I get into the class. All right, so the arrow wants to go straight, so probably half of that time. Right, and then at least 3/4 of a block. We don't even need you to be that long either. But I need to remember that no matter what, there we go, that's probably better. I like the little guy looking back and forth. That's kind of cute, but right, so bring it in. He looks left, he looks right. He wants to go straight. There we go. That works. The only thing I have a problem with is this, which is I don't really know why we have other than he's not turning. So I feel like I could probably cut this back. Not you. Cut you back. Just a little bit. There we go. That's probably better. Right? So we zoom in. You see this guy, he turns left, turns right, no problem. Zoom up. We want him, he wants to go straight. At least 3/4 of a block in each direction. That works. Perfect. All right. There we go. That's a much more informative. Yeah, it's 22 seconds long, but that's fine. We can make this work. Okay, export. Wait, before I do that, let's do this actually. Just roll the thing out. Here we go. That looks good. That'll be fine. Export media. And this one now is, well, gotta find the code. What is my code for this? This one is DS003. dash dash gaps in traffic, gap in traffic dash gaps in traffic 1 dash 1A. No, 1Q. Because this is the question. Except there isn't, really. It's just a statement. So this is gaps in traffic 1. Export. All right. We'll need to do, like, here's my arrow, which is cool, but in this instance, it's no longer, this one's not going to be used anymore, so we can actually throw them away, I think. Well, first, before you do that, you know how the rule goes. Check to see if Premiere has blown it up, because Premiere might have. He looks left, he looks right, all's good, he's going straight. There we go. Looks clear to either side. All the cars go. There we go. And then it cycles, all is good. Because if I did this wrong, I would have blown it up. And then right as soon as I had deleted everything, it would be like, oh, we've got to redo it. So now we'll do gaps in traffic 2. Which starts out with him making a left turn. Which why does it start with a left? Wasn't it a right? Yeah, it was right was supposed to be next, but that's okay. We'll put right in next. Right. Okay. And we'll move this forward. Now we have the same dude, but this time he's making a right. That's why. Because we didn't have to worry about. I hope I'm not chewing up something by doing that. There we go. Yeah, he needs to be sped up in a bad way. There we go. Now when we bring it in, we're making a right turn. We'll do this for 1. And 2, we'll hit Control-Shift-S for screenshot. And we'll take a screenshot of this. Gork. Bring it in here. and go work. Right, because now we don't need the, it says at least 3/4 of a block. We don't need that one now. But now we're going to need one that goes further. First thing we need is an arrow indicating that he wants to go this way. Nope. We're going to the right. Means that we want to go this way. Right? So doing these arrows is actually not so complicated. Except whenever they suck like that, but that's all right. You know, it's all good. Yeah. All right. He wants to turn into this spot right here. So we're going to do, we're going to illustrate off tracking the hard way. Really? Because now it's all bent and weird. You just had to go make this weird, didn't you? You just had to make this weird. Doop, doop. All right. First things first. Grab the car wants to go. Boy, I'm having problems with this one. And then we're going to have to give it just a little bit of room so that it makes some logical sense. That's part of the problem. And then you need to go here, which, probably is kind of cool to do, this kind of thing. And then we'll cross that. And we'll cross this. And we'll cross this. This one's not so hard because we're doing this. There we go. And we'll make it green just like the other guys that are green because, might as well make it green while we're at it. Same shade of green. Right. There we go. Might as well. Yeah. Okay. Where's my arrow? That's not the right arrow. There is no way I did that. I totally did that. After all that damn work. And what do we have to show for it? This. It was on the wrong damn layer. All right. Back to work, me. It's kind of one of the other reason why we do the onion skinning is because that helps us at least figure out it keeps us from screwing up the layer orders. That's a line. Why did it take you so long to do this one, guy? Because I couldn't draw a dumb arrow. Just needed one dumb arrow. One dumb arrow. I just need one dumb arrow. One dumb arrow. I just need one dumb arrow. All right. Now we're getting there. Here's our one dumb arrow. When joining traffic, it's not so hard. We don't have to worry about it as much because we join traffic and that's all we need to worry about. Why is it not red like the other arrow? Says me, who realizes that the other arrow is red. Now it's red. While we're at it, let's do the other dumb arrow. since we're already here, and I'm already making dumb arrows, there's the other dumb arrow. Really should have saved this from here. Just saying. You would have known your entire sequence by then, but we didn't think that far ahead. I think we're getting tired. It's what I think's happening. My ADD-addled brain is having a hard time with staying on the same topic for so long. And I think that's really what's happening, but that's all right. That's okay. We'll get there. Because now I need to make this other piece, which is this piece here, which is Mer. This is the wrong one. I didn't even wait for the animation to do its animation thing today. Extend back to there, because that's really what I needed. Oh man, my ADD brain. Maybe not taking my ADD meds. That's probably part of my problem. Right there. Why we're being such a space cadet. You need to go poof. We need to add that in. And it needs to be that big so we can figure out what to say. And now we do it this way. Right? And it needs to be you and you. And then boonk. And then this needs to be I feel like I should check this before I make this the actual animation, because I'll regret my life choices if I do that. So I'm going to check to see if I've got in my this is gaps in traffic, which makes this what? It's gaps in traffic. I've got to think of gaps in traffic. Ow, ow. No. That's not it. Still doing things for this. Not sure what to do on this. Alrighty. Do I have the other? What is it? Is it my artist stuff? What's going on? Because I'm like sitting there going, I don't have the things I'm looking for. Maybe they're on D drive. Sometimes they're out in weird places. This entire thing says drive safe stuff. It's all stuff for work. Dork. What about in here? There's that. So, hey, I've kind of gotten to the point now where I've forgotten what I was looking for. Well, I'm starting to get kind of antsy about this. The problem that I've got, guys, is I'm pretty sure I have the right numbers on here, but I don't want to mess it up and say the wrong thing. Because if I say the wrong thing, then the animation's wrong, and we're going to fix it. The reason I'm saying this is because I think I need to go downstairs and get my folder. Which means I will be right back. And I'll put my AFK out there. All I need is one ton of hair. That's what I thought. In class 4. All right. Is there music even going with the show? I swear. All right, I'm back. I'm not even sure we've got music. We don't have music. That's part of the problem. Part of the reason this is so boring sounding. We need music. We need tunes. We'll get the love theme of Quack. All right. Class 4. I'll fix this stuff anyway. Class 4. Judging gaps. Crossing through street from stop sign. Crossing an intersection takes 4 to 5 seconds. All right. So we need to include to 6 seconds. I'm glad I checked. My instruction booklet has informed me that we are teaching 6 seconds in the curriculum on this side. So, which makes me think that really I need to, before I do this, go back. Because really, they're going to just make me redo this anyway. So this guy needs to be at least 3/4 of a block. And then I need to put or underneath it. And this is why I was like, well, I better check this thing before, because it's going to be at least 3/4 of a block or. So we're going to fix this problem. Going back in. We're going to fix this problem. And we're still going to have to work on this little tonight, I think. Because I'm going to have to go in 10 minutes because I've got my... I have a paper to write. I have 2 papers to write. So this can't take too much longer. A lot of work to do tonight. I got homework to do too, Japanese homework. And I've got a friend coming in. And she'll be in at about 5 o'clock. The good news is she probably will peter out by about 9 or 10. So we could probably just kind of throw her at the guest bedroom and then poof, she'll be out. But all right. So I'm going to go ahead back into you. I'm going to say open because we need this guy open real quick. Why didn't you open it? You're selected. You're good. I don't need anything from you. Why am I having a problem opening it? Open. You're just refusing to open it. Okay. I don't know why. Oh, because it's already open. I get it. Save as distance judging. And we'll call this it. I'm like, why won't it open? It's already open. It really does need to say something like, stop doing that, idiot. It's already open. Right? Now we can open it. There we go. Done that. Now Control-Shift-I. And we will do the outside part of it, outline the selection. Probably not need to outline it in black. Outline selection. There we go. Or 3 to 4 seconds. Perfect. Now we'll Control-Shift-E, and we will save that. There we go. Now that should update here. There we go. It updated there just fine. All right. Wants to go straight. This is at least 3/4 of a block or 3 to 4 seconds. And now we can watch it go through. And that is how we do it. This is how we do it. Boom, chicka, boom, boom, chicka. This is how we do it. Yeah. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka. That looks good. Now, export. Try this again. Media. That was a noise. All right. Gaps in traffic 1. Oh, it's reversed. Nice. Gaps in traffic 1, so we'll delete you. Replace. Never mind, we'll just overrun you. All right, now take a look at it. See if it says 3/4 of a second. Perfect. And it loops. Good. Good. Okay, now it's done. But this time, not being an idiot, I'm going to park this out here somewhere. So I don't have to do this again. Because I was an idiot before. There we go. And this is 2. Or this is 3. Sequence 3. So we need to worry about sequence 3. No, this is sequence 2, where it's supposed to be. I'm going way too slow. There we go. Now, we're at 2 seconds here. More than a block. Or more than a block, more than a block. Hey, never do be more than a block. Beep 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 beep. And select all of this. Control Shift I. To turn inside, make sure we're in black. We are. Outline the selection. There we go. More than a... Okay, I'm done. That needs to be the same as that. All of this needs to be off. Save as a PNG. More than a block. Does it have to be more than a block? No, because it's 1 block. I'm glad I'm checking these things. Really need to. Nope. Cancel. Nope. Cancel. I see. I rasterized it, that's why. There. Because that's easy to read. 1 block or 6 seconds. There we go. Because it should be 1 block. Right? What do you say for the right turns? All right. It is more than 1 block. Which means that I just totally deleted all of that stuff because that was great. Less filling. Try it again. More than a block. Okay, we went through this already. This is horribly useful for you guys. Just saying. Okay, so I'll save you as well. Save as. Right turn arrow. Useful. Get our left turn arrow too while we're at it. All right, let's take a look. We get here, and I want to. I see a red door, and I want to paint it black. I see a red door, and I want to paint it black. All right. Now, all right, so first things first, this guy needs to be just long enough that I can get in here and put in a hold. Oh, come on, work with me here, huh? There we go. So gets here, he wants to turn it that way. Doesn't have to be that long. Right? Maybe 1, 2. Then to there. And then we add more than a block. Okay, see, I'm stuck on it. Gonna wait for it to make that entire thing, and then go more than a block. Even a little further than that, just so that it has a second to kind of make its thing happen here. All right, here's what we got. If we're turning right, we're joining traffic. So we need to extend this out to more than a block, or 6 seconds. And that's all we need. We don't even need it to be this long. All right, so we'll trim here. And we'll move it until there. And cut that there. And it should run pretty reasonably. That looks good. That's solid. Export this guy just so that he's done. Export the media. And then I'll call it for the day. DS003 dash. I'm running out of time for everything. Gaps in traffic. 2. Right? Yeah. I'll double check it when it's done. Then I'll get in the shower and go to school. All right, double check me here because in Premiere we do not trust. Looks good. Looks good. Does it loop? Does loop? Good. That one looks like that one works just fine. How much space are we taking up so far? Whole 700 megs. Can't believe I just said those words, but there's that. It is what it is. All right, guys. I'm OOH. I'm going to head on out. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I may or may not be on tonight. I'm not 100% sure. I'll try, but I might be on later. We'll have to see how this goes. But yeah, I've got a couple of papers to write. I've got a couple of things to do. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's good to have you guys with me today. Hope you got some good work done too. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.